I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me?
Welcome back to another video. I'm sorry if there is some noise. There's the marathon going on over this side of me. There's a music event going on that way, and over there is some kind of industrial cleaning machine beavering away doing something. It's London, I can't seem to get away from the noise. But yeah, today we are having a final look and review of the Propel Endeavour Pro. This has been an absolute beast of a board. I've been riding it daily for the last week. It's been a really good mix of off-roading that would still look like it wouldn't feel out of place on a group ride. We're going to do a group ride up from Olympic Park, do a 10-mile loop today. And this board is totally fine mixing with kind of general AT and street boards, and yet it has the versatility to just jump off onto any terrain you want. I think they've really got the mix down. It's a pretty decent bit of kit. So when I was range testing over Olympic Park, just over there somewhere, we had a few other riders try it out, and everyone really loved it. I also tried another premium brand that day, and the Propel, it just felt so much better, so much more stable, more powerful. It handled the off-road so much better, and it was about £1,000 cheaper, which I was really surprised about that. I thought they might be pretty comparable, but yeah, Propel, mind you're doing some good things. So what I want to do is go over sort of not so much pros and cons, let's call them advantages and perhaps disadvantages. Some pros, it's a great off-roader that can go just about anywhere and handle most terrain so much better than other AT boards. So obviously I've been riding GTR for the last couple of years, and when you get out onto the grass you can just feel it sucking the life out of your battery. Whereas the Propel had so much fun just blasting around the fields. We did some tracks, some trails. I did a little bit of woodland a little while ago, just having a bit of fun off camera. This thing has really performed excellent. Yeah, really enjoying the incredible versatility. The craftsmanship, beautiful. Not just the look of it, the design, feel, the way it handles. You look at it and you think something like that's got so many mechanical moving parts and springs and dampers and all sorts isn't going to perform well under your feet, but you'll be really surprised when you get on it. The whole board has just got that little bit of spring to it. It moves nicely, it carves so surprisingly well. I didn't expect this. I know I've ridden the X4S a little while ago and was pleasantly surprised by that, but with the Endeavour, Propel, you're really bringing something different to the game. I'm really loving this. The range is perfect, absolutely perfect. So you get a good amount of riding in. I think adding any more battery to this would just make it too heavy, too bulky. And it might also, if it's closer to the ground with another layer of batteries, you're going to bottom it out. So I think the amount of battery, the amount of range you're getting out of it, it's about 100 kilos really caning it, about 30 miles, which is, that's plenty of range for this price point. It's fantastic. So it's powerful enough to give a lot of boards a run for their money for sure. With a top speed of 30 and a hill climb of 38%. It not only goes where other boards can't, but it gets there better than some of those boards too. So it's got enough oomph to give you, yeah, enough of a sort of thrilling ride. I remember originally stepping up into GTR mode and thinking, wow, this thing's got some power. And after a couple of years, you're like, well, actually, no, maybe it doesn't. But this board, yeah, it's hitting 30 on the street, and pleasantly surprised by the power it's still got off-road as well. Really good. So cards and turns better than I expected, although it does hit a bit of a limit. Because of the mechanics, you can carve around, but there is a point where it just stops. Whereas on bushings, it kind of gets to a point where it's going to go that far, but it's softer. With the Propel, you get to that point and it's no more. That is a limit. And the remote is so much better. Got it somewhere. Compared to the other board, much better remote this time. I think they've still got the old remote on the S model. But with the Pro, yeah, much better. The screen is much better. It's less cluttered than the X4S. But I did find, I do like having the screen on top. Where's I put them? I do like having the screen on the top. But I did find I was riding it in the sunshine the last couple of days, and when the sun hits the screen, it's quite hard to read. I mean, I know you're just going to glance at it, you just want to check your speed and your battery, but it was it wasn't very good in direct sunlight. I don't know if you can put some kind of screen or filter over the top to improve that. Also, under the deck has some handles built into the carbon, which is so nice to just pick it up and moving it around. I've taken this board on the tube, I think 3 or 4 times this week, because I wanted to make sure I got the most out of the board, and I've been blasting around all over the place. So yeah, 3 or 4 journeys on the tube, probably enough for it's enough for me this week. But it's not too bad. It's pretty heavy board at about 19 kilos, but you can maneuver it around. You can pick it up and carry it. I appreciate I'm wearing sunglasses on an overcast day, but it's so I can have sneaky peeks at my notes. So let's get on to some of the perhaps disadvantages of this board. There's nothing too serious, there aren't too many, but there are a couple of things I want to go over. First of all, the charger, same as the X4S, it's 5 amp. If you're going to make a charger that's metal with a fan on it, that's heavy and bulky to carry around, why just make it 5 amp, go 6, 7, you know, your battery can handle that much charge. So yeah, if you're going to force us to carry around a big bulky metal charger, at least step up the power and make it worthwhile, because this board does take quite a while to charge up. The aerial sticking out, again, same as the X4S. It's probably fine, and it's probably well engineered, and it's probably quite safe, but I'm just a little bit paranoid about an off-road board that you are going to clip it and do some damage to it, and I would hate to be doing some speed while you disconnect yourself from the board. So with the way it's set up and the mechanics of it, you're going to have to be doing more maintenance. That's just a con for someone like me who's lazy. I hardly did any maintenance on my sort of belt-driven AT boards. But with this, you're going to have to do some greasing, some oiling, just check things over a little bit more. And welcome to London.
One eternity later.
It's so rare to get a helicopter flying overhead. Usually they fly up and down the rivers, just in case they fall out of the sky. So at 19 kilos, like I mentioned before, it is a little bit bulky to pick up and carry around. It's not too bad if you want to do like a one-off here and there, jump on a tube with it. The X4S was a definite no-go on the tube. That nearly killed me doing that. Yeah, but at 19 kilos, it's manageable, but just be aware of like where you're taking it, plan ahead. It might be a little bit unwieldy. I wouldn't do it at sort of rush hour. With a vest-based ESC, I would like to be able to connect it to the board and change the power curves. It's got like 3 modes, like baby, medium, and speedy. I've only ridden it in the top mode. I haven't had time to mess around with the others, but I found the power delivery is it's not set up very well. So grab the remote again. It's not very. Make sure the board's turned off so they don't go flying away. So it's okay. So when you push to go, it delivers a little bit of power. And the board does have plenty of power. Don't get me wrong. When it gets there, it gets there. But in a high power mode, I would like to be able to just go right from the start let's say you're in a country where e-skate is legal on the roads and you're kind of in a bit of traffic or in a bit of a hurry and you want to pull away from the lights, you expect in fast mode to just be able to push and go, and for it to dump a lot of power to the motors and to kind of get you going with the flow of the traffic. This board does not do that. I'd expect it in the lower two modes, but in a fast mode, come on, I mean, give me some power. This board is powerful, so yeah, that needs sorting out. And the main thing is the braking. The braking is absolutely dreadful. I know you'd have seen other reviews where people have said, oh, the brakes are really strong, the brakes are really good. They are very, very strong, they are very, very good, but this is the brake curve, okay? Got nothing, absolutely shit myself. And there's no way a brake curve should be set up like that. If you want to slow down, you expect it to pull back a little bit and slow down. It doesn't happen. It's not a problem if you're ready for it, if you're braced for it. But on that last little bit of thumb maneuvering, it delivers enough braking to stop you. So if you're going slow, it's pretty chilled and it's fine. If you're going fast, then you're going to stop. And if it's a case of something's run out in front of you and you've had to slam the brakes on, you haven't had time to brace, the board is skidding to a halt. And yeah, you know, if you're not ready, you could be running that off. Or if you can't run 30 miles an hour, you're not running, you're hitting the pavement. So yeah, not only is that braking curve bad, but it's potentially dangerous. I would like to see that changed yesterday. And it's really the only serious negative point I have about the board, and I know because you've got a vest base, you can just change those curves, sort it out. I don't know if, I haven't opened the board up, I don't know if you can just USB into it and if they'll let you just tweak it and change it, but I'm sure Propel will sort something out there. Alright, so as a conclusion, weighing up everything, having ridden this for a week, weighing up the pros and cons and advantages and disadvantages, would I buy this board? The answer is yes, 100%. I absolutely love it. It is a brilliant mix of off-road and enough kind of street car-y maneuverability to get around. It's brilliant fun. It's not too heavy. It's got some amazing range. It's got some great power. Sure, you need to tweak the curves, but that can be sorted out really, really easily, I think. So for your bang for your buck, you are getting so much board here, and it's really outperforming a lot of other boards that are coming out pretty soon. So I think Pink Oak in the UK are selling this for about £1,700. Don't quote me on the figures because I know there's been a lot of like shipping and batteries and pain in the arse with manufacturing. I'll drop a link to Pink Oak, who lent me this board very kindly, so thank you very much. Put a link to their website so you can check out the prices there. If you're in other parts of the world, I'll put a link directly to Propel. No discount code, sorry. And yeah, this is definitely a buy. Propel, I would like to keep your board, please. If you can hook me up with an Endeavour, I would absolutely be delighted. If I had the money, I'd have already bought this. It's a beautiful piece of kit. Thank you very much for watching. I will try and get back to weekly. I'll see you next time.
I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month.